This build is about cutting steel. Raw steel is beautiful. Let's expose it, let's see it, and let's play with that theme throughout. So I love raw metal. It looks really cool, especially put a nice grind finish on it. And we wanted to see what heat-treated metal, we want to kind of present that heat-treated metal look on the vehicle. And the best way to do that is to get it down to its raw state, use a really heavy-duty clear to protect everything. So what we want is to just have it just raw, just remove that primer and expose that metal so that we can get a nice grind finish on it. So the best way to do that is to actually soda blast it. The X15 transmission tucks up really nice into our center console that we built into the body. Once that was all done and we located where our shifter was going to be coming up through the console, we put a beautiful B&M as a short throw. And we thought, what better way to top off that shifter than with a hypertherm torch. Even though our deadline was incredibly tight for this Maverick build, the only way to do it was to mock it all the way up and then blow it all apart, coat every single piece, and put it back together. So it was a very tight deadline. We only had a couple days to really do the metalwork, and the level of metalwork that we wanted to do was pretty intense. So we pulled some all-nighters to get it done, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. As far as the chassis goes on the Maverick build, we wanted to take that frame and give it kind of a rougher appearance than the body itself. Something that would come out a little bit darker, but still play on that raw metal theme. So we put a heavy grind in it, and then did some of the copper chemical treatment on there, and then just kept darkening it until it was a nice contrast with the body. We wanted the body to be nice and bright and have a lot of that heat-treated bluing look on the front leading edge to look like it was heating up through re-entry, like it was actually burned on the front edge, so you get that blues and purples and greens, and then show the raw, bright steel. And then the frame, we wanted it to be a little bit darker and have a little bit of contrast.
The Maverick flat rod, I love what Kenny worked into as raw metal pieces on that build. The different finishes and the patina on it just showed what raw metal can really look like. Some of us are really passionate about metal, as others are passionate about wood or fabric, and we just love metal and how it looks. And in its raw form, it's great to showcase and see all the different finish types you can put on it, and even with no finish at all, it can have a great amount of beauty in it.
On this build, it's a little bit more of a street rod stance. So I'm a big fan of the big and littles, running 2 different sizes. And it was a beautiful thing that Raceline offers these Desperado aluminum wheels in 2 different sizes, a 20 and a 17. Same style, but that staggered fitment really looks cool. So we got this real deep dish in the back because we want this big, wide, fat tire. It worked out perfectly with our Pitbull rockers in the back on a 37-inch. Fits that wheel beautifully. And then in the front, we went with a 35-inch on the 17. So it gives it that nice stance and that nice offset that we're looking for. The Raceline Desperado wheels are really cool. I love them in the aluminum finish, but we thought the bright polish finish really didn't fit the theme of this build really well. So I was a little hesitant at first because they're so beautiful, but I thought, you know what, let's go for it. And we took a Scotch-Brite and Scotch-Brited those polish finishes off down to a brushed finish, and it really set off the build. It's one of my favorite features.